Merry Christmas. Yeah, I love Christmas. All the time I'd say Christmas. All right, it's Christmas. Hey, whoa, that camera's got a red light on it, which must mean it's looking at me. How you doing, everybody? My name's Clifford Chestnut. Thanks for tuning into the Triple Falls podcast today. I'm here to talk about an upcoming event that I have planned, and this event is called the Holiday Classic. December 16th and 17th at the Capitol Room in St. Peter. Tickets are on sale now. If you're not doing anything on one or both of those days, I'd love to see you there. It's going to be all kinds of music, rock and roll, jazz, some tap dancing, sing-alongs, probably some hand clapping as well. If you like to clap your hands, you can clap your hands at the Holiday Classic. The Holiday Classic. And December 16th and 17th. And fellas, thanks for having me on the show. I'm happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to telling you more about what's going on in the life of Clifford Chestnut.
Hello, and welcome back to this week's episode of the TF Cast. I am your host, Willis Stout, and this is your favorite arts and culture podcast based in Mankato, Minnesota.
Hey, Grum here. It is December 7th here in the solarium.
And I am your host, Jacob Bases. Today we are just so pleased to introduce to y'all Clifford Chestnut, who is a musician who's just landed in town and is going to bring us some very exciting performances. Clifford, why don't you introduce yourself to the audience and tell us about what you have in store for us?
Well, it's very good, fellas. Yeah, thanks for having me on the podcast here. It's a bunch of cameras. I'm not quite sure which camera to look at. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras staring at me. There's one behind me. I feel like I'm surrounded here. Taking me back to... I guess, who was in office then? That might have been the Reagan years, I think it was. And there was always this like prevalence of surveillance, and you were always feeling like you were being watched. So luckily, these are friendly cameras. Yeah, these cameras aren't going to be like turning me in any information. They're not going to turn state's evidence into nothing, right?
Closed circuit right
Closed
here.
circuit. Okay, very good, very good. Well, yeah. Anyway, so I just wanted to make sure about the cameras, though. That's all I wanted to kind of get in on the cameras. They do tend to make me a bit nervous. But yeah, so here I am. I'm at your place. It's a nice place you got here. Do you guys live here? Is this your house? You all like live in this room together? You
We
all
do.
like,
Yes, we take turns sleeping.
yeah, you take turns sleeping on the next to the. Well, hopefully the camera's off when you're sleeping. But yeah, I suppose you want me to answer some questions. What was the question again?
Well, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself? I'm picking some of you up there.
Myself, yeah, sure. So thanks. That's right. Well, it's okay. I take it as a form of flattery. Clifford Chestnut, very good. Nice to meet you. Camera 1, camera 2, and over here the other camera. I'm Clifford Chestnut. I currently will be performing some music in a couple of days here with some good friends of mine that I have just made in this town. Of what's the name of this town again? Mankato. That's right. Yeah. So here I am, Clifford Chestnut, and I don't know what else you want to know.
How'd you come to be here?
Well, so I was driving in from across the way, and then all of a sudden the vehicle that I have been driving just kind of broke down, and luckily it broke down in a parking lot of a fine establishment, a late night establishment, if you will, called Circle Liquors Inn. You can there's a big liquor sign. So there I am. It was pretty fortunate for me to land there and made some friends there. And now here I am. Yeah.
Very interesting. That's where we met you. We ran into you at the Circle Inn. And
that's right. That's how I know you guys.
That's how this all came to be.
I thought I'd seen you before. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about your history to the music industry. I hear you were discovered at a very young age.
It's a long and sordid tale. One that sometimes brings me great joy, and other times brings me great pain to relay. So the story goes, now this has just been told to me. I was discovered on Christmas Eve as a baby beside a jukebox. The man who discovered me, who I guess took me under his wing, was the repairman for the jukeboxes. And he took me in, raised me up, and I've been kind of singing ever since. I've always kind of been a performer. I've been a bit of a performer my whole life. My old man, I guess, he kind of had a lot of things going on. He had a bit of a, you might say that he kind of had rackets, if you will. He had a lot of rackets. And one of his rackets, when I was a very small child, I was still a baby. I was a baby knife fighter. So he had this kind of, I know, it was pretty crazy if you think about it. Baby knife fights. I mean, come on. But, the guy's trying to make a buck. And so it was me and a baby, and we had these little baby knives, and we just sort of like jab at each other. So, it's a bit of performing. So I kind of cut my teeth, if you will, or maybe my gums. I guess I was a baby from a very young age. And then I kind of found music. The whole thing about me and music, though, is the old man. Jukeboxes were his thing. He installed them. He repaired them. He actually built a few. And he always said to me, the jukebox can sing better than you. And I said, oh, yeah? And so my whole life, I've been kind of trying to show him, like, hey, I can do it too. I know every song that's ever been written, as a matter of fact.
That's true.
It's true. I think jukeboxes know every song that's been written. I know the rest of them.
Huh. Hey, can you give us an example of that? Maybe we'd love to hear a song here.
Sure. What do you want me to sing a song? You name a song and I'll sing it.
Do you know? What is that? Stuck in the Middle with You.
That's a good one. Yeah, it's one of my favorite songs. Yeah. So Stuck in the Middle. Skid up, bow, I'm a baby, stuck in the middle with you. Every kiss begins with K. Yeah, that's the one, right? Yeah, that's a good one.
That's similar to how I remember it.
I like that one. That's a pretty good tune. Yeah. How about you, Willis? Right? Your name is Willis. You got a song for me?
Yeah. What about how about Truth Hurts by Lizzo?
Truth Hurts by Lizzo. That's a new one, I think. Maybe goes like beat up, bop, beat up, bow. Truth Hurts by Lizzo. Celino and Barnes, the injury attorneys. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just missing the flute, maybe. She does a flute thing.
Oh, there's a flute. That's right. Okay,
but it's close. It's there. I mean, we can't expect everything.
We can't always sound. That's the thing with the jukebox. The jukebox will sound exactly like the artist because that is the artist. Now, everybody thinks that a jukebox operates as such, that there is a little record or perhaps a CD, or nowadays I suppose there's some sort of a file. Everybody thinks they know how a jukebox works, but really the way a jukebox operates, which camera am I looking at here? This one here. The jukebox operates, there are 1 to 3 goblins inside of every jukebox, and that is how they operate. The thing about a jukebox is you never want to some things you need to know about jukeboxes. Am I on this camera now?
Yep.
What about that one over there? Can that one over there see me?
No.
How about this? I'm back to this one.
Yep. Now you.
The thing you want to know about a jukebox is never unplug it. You will only anger it further. I don't want to talk about jukeboxes anymore.
Sorry for bringing it up.
Yeah, no, I can understand. Well,
it's okay. It's a sore subject.
Possibly another sore subject. You're found on Christmas, so
Christmas Eve to be specific.
I see some parallels to the Christ Child here too.
Who?
The Christ Child.
Christ Child.
Yes.
Is that a friend of yours?
Yes, recently. But how do you feel about Christmas?
Well, it's a time of joy, and it's a time of togetherness, time of friendship, time of our lives, time of day, time of the seasons. And what was the question again?
Christmas.
What did you guys put in this cup anyway? It's all gone. I feel like I'm kind of rambling over here. Christmas. Yeah, Christmas is a good time. It's a day that takes place on a calendar in a month of days, and days comprise years, years comprise decades. Christmas is a decade. Is this making sense? You guys following this?
I think I'm beginning to like find the trail of breadcrumbs.
Yeah, well, that's I used to actually leave breadcrumbs to get to where I was living. There was this time I was living. This must have been I forget who was in office then. I think it might have been Carter. Carter was the peanut guy, right? Mm-hmm. Peanut guy. Hey, some more of the good juice. I like this stuff. This stuff's good. Anyway, I would leave breadcrumbs outside of I was staying at this place, and there were these fun little mice that would kind of hang out, and I like to feed them. They kept me company, and they always liked breadcrumbs.
Mm. And the breadcrumbs would lead you and the mice back to your house.
Are we talking about Christmas, though?
We were.
If you want to talk about Christmas, I know all about Christmas. Why don't you should have said something sooner. Ask me about Christmas. I thought you never were going to ask. I really like Christmas. I like the holidays. I like this time of year because Well, everything just looks so beautiful. When the sun hits the snow right around the sort of twilight hour, the snow kind of goes from this white to a bluish glow, and it's so beautiful and lovely, and it just makes you think about all the people in your life that mean so much to you and how you just want to have them all together at the same time and do really fun things with them, have some happy, times, maybe have some cookies, crumbs. Yeah, Christmas is a good time. Great music.
What was Clifford sip on when he's enjoying Christmas with his loved ones?
Generally, anything he can get his hands on, because it's an awfully cold time, and the things that he sips on, he as in me, as in Clifford Chestnut, like to stay warm during these chilly months. And I would say typically I like to start my days out with a nice. I've been very fancying the Brandy Alexander lately.
Mm.
What's in that?
That would be brandy. Alexander.
Okay.
2 ounces Alexander.
That's right. 2 ounces of brandy, 2 ounces of Alexander. You bring the rest, baby.
But you said you're a musical performer. I think I'd really like to hear one of those songs.
You'd like to hear a song? Okay, great. That's a wonderful thing to ask me to do. I did bring my trusty guitar here, this little guy, and now I'm gonna turn this one over to you. I've got 3 particular songs picked out. I got a happy song about Christmas. I got a fun time song. I got a kind of sad song, and I got kind of a bit of a kind of a scandalous song. So which one would you like to hear?
I mean, I've never been particularly happy about the holidays, but I do love a scandal.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. I would be happy to play a song for you. This little number is called A Little Christmas for You, and then in parentheses, The Chimney Shimmy. And it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Winter's here, the nights are cold and dark. There's snow on the ground and a shiver in your heart. Yeah, your teeth are chattering through the night, fingers blue with frostbite. Ring-a-ling-a-ling, you'll get a little Christmas tonight. Christmas Eve is coming up around the bend. Oh, oh, ooh, oh, oh. Santa's sack is loaded up with presents again. Oh, oh, ooh, oh, oh. He's gonna shimmy down your chimney, drink your booze and eat your cookies. Don't you pout, you get a little Christmas tonight. Yeah. Ho, ho. Ooh, ho, ho. Ho, ho. Ooh, ho, ho. Yeah. Santa's here, he's making a little list. Yeah, baby, and he's gonna check it twice. Oh, he's gonna shimmy down your chimney, drink your milk and eat your cookies. Well, don't you pout, he's got a little Christmas for you. Yeah, well, he's got a little Christmas for you, ho, ho. He's got a little Christmas for you, ho, ho. He's got a little Christmas for you, ho, ho. He's got a little Christmas for you, baby. Well, ring-a-ling-a-ling, he's got some Christmas for you. Yeah. We got that one there. That's a pretty good song. Thank you very much.
Ring-a-ling-a-ling.
Jingle bells, baby.
So that one is an original, or is that a Christmas standard?
Well, with enough plays and listens to the studio recording of it that I did back when, let's see, that must have been the first Bush was in office. It could become a Christmas classic. But yes, it is a Clifford Chestnut original. Thank you for asking.
And so when we encountered you for the first time in that faded parking lot, you told us about a show that you were putting together. You want to tell everyone else about the holiday? What was it, the holiday?
Oh, you mean the Holiday Classic?
Yeah.
I would love to talk about the Holiday Classic. So the Holiday Classic is coming up in about a week and a half from this very date of this recording. The Holiday Classic will be at the Capitol Room in St. Peter on December 16th and 17th. Tickets are on sale now. You can actually get the tickets if you use the internet, if you've heard of this thing called the internet, you can get the tickets there. You can also go to probably my first favorite late night establishment, the Wine Cafe, and tickets are on sale at the bar as well. You should get a Brandy Alexander. Don't put it on my tab though, because my tab's a little funny these days. Don't put it on my tab, but you can get a ticket and a Brandy Alexander at the Wine Cafe.
That's good to hear. And what might people expect to hear at this show?
Certainly, you will hear that song I just performed with a full accompaniment of drums, bass, guitar, keyboard, probably 5 to 6 backup singers, myself, some hand claps from the audience, some tap dancers will be there. And you guys, I think should be there. Maybe a couple of your friends might be there as well. Hopefully, there's enough room for everybody to hang out and have a good time.
Those rooms do tend to fill up. That's quite impressive that you put together this ensemble of musicians in such a short time, just here in the Circle Inn parking lot.
This town is what I've come to learn is there are a dearth, I believe is the word, of talent in this town. A lot of individuals with their uniqueness in the things that they can do and the way they come together, and we all meet and things happen, and there's music and Christmas and rock and roll as well, and the Capitol Room and you guys, and yes.
Yeah, we're super excited for it. I can't say anything else about that except how excited we are and can't wait to see it. Do you want to talk about any other acts or?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, so it's going to be me, Clifford Chestnut, fronting the Nutcracker Orchestra, which features a good friend of mine named Tyler Vaughn on the drums, Fedi Sagolpa on the bass guitar, Hannah Cesario is our keyboard player. That's the Nutcracker Orchestra. And then there's the Silver Bells. Now, the Silver Bells are quite the organization of singers. We've got Laura Schultz on the vocals. Hannah Cesario also is in the bells. Jasmine Davila and Abigail Kimball will be all in the Silver Bells. And they're going to sing some really, really, really pretty songs. And then joining us as well is another group of fine young musicians who call this beautiful place home. The Dan Duffy Orchestra will also be joining us at the Holiday Classic. The Holiday Classic.
I can't tell you. We're actually really big fans of all of those folks. That's you really fell in with quite the troupe there.
Yeah, you just kind of follow the light, follow the stars, follow your heart, follow your dreams, and then you end up on a stage somewhere.
Clifford, that's the way to do it. What's next on the horizon for you besides this tour? What else has Clifford got? He's looking forward to.
That's a good question. Thank you for asking. Actually, we're gonna do one more show before the actual day of Christmas. We're gonna be playing at the Wine Cafe on December 23rd. The Misty Trio is actually an old friends band. They're getting back together for a bit of a reunion, and we're gonna be closing out the night. That's December 23rd, 8 to 10 at the Wine Cafe. And after that, I might just I'm going down to Mexico. I do have tickets to Mexico in January, so hopefully I can get down there, get a nice suntan, lay on a beach, drink a Corona, maybe a pina colada, and catch up with some old friends.
Sounds like a good way to recover after the busy season holiday. So, what sort of songs do you remember listening to in that jukebox growing up? What really takes you back, gets you nostalgic?
Boy, that's a real good question. I think there was one song that was sort of a bit of like a song that kind of started with a bit of a, how songs start.
Instruments.
The song kind of starts like that, and then it kind of got going. And then the singer comes in, and it's just the singer. Really, what it is for me is Phil Collins. Phil Collins and Genesis. Anytime, if somebody is talking while I am listening to Phil Collins, I will have to officially tell them to stop talking, because you should not ever talk over Phil Collins. Unless it's Billy Joel, and then Phil Collins has to shut up so that Billy Joel can have the floor. Because when Billy Joel is on, that's when you know you're in the right place. So I would probably say between Phil Collins and Billy Joel, I definitely have my two favorite idols. I'm still hoping to meet at least one of them at some point in my life. I came close. There was one time I came close to meeting Mr. Joel. This must have been I think this was the first Reagan administration. It was around that time, and he was doing a show in New Jersey, I think is where we were. And anyway, I saw him. I was sort of way in the back, kind of about maybe 5,000 to 6,000 people back from the front of the stage. And I could sort of see him. I was waving at him, Mr. Joel, Mr. Joel. And so that's about as close as I've ever come. But Billy, if you're watching this, I love you, man. Keep it up.
Certainly a missed opportunity on his behalf. Would you like to maybe play us another song? I'd like to hear one of yours. We only got the scandalous one. Could we maybe get the happy one?
Sure. Yeah. Well, actually, that was the happy one. I lied. So I got a happy song, which I have already played. Scandalously happy, because Santa's got all of his presents for you. Well, I can do this song that I wrote that is kind of a sad song, but I think it's a good one. I wrote it actually for a friend of mine to sing, but she couldn't be here today, so I suppose that means I'll have to sing it. Unless one of you guys wants to come over here and kind of join me on this one.
Is there any words that we could help fill in with? Is there anything on the chorus maybe?
The thing about me and the words is that they just sort of come to me in the exact moment right before I say them. So I would have to do some pre-planning in order for you all to kind of join in on this one. But this song's called "Lost in the Shopping Mall." I'm not the kind of girl to wait around for a snow day. If you want me, baby, just call me. Pretty lights are shining all over the city. Oh, I know they're not shining for me. Well, FAO Schwartz ain't got a display for my heart, but I still believe in a miracle on 34th. Well, you can deck the halls with silver and gold, diamonds and pearls from around the world. Buy everything in the catalog, get JCPenney on the phone. I'm lost in the shopping mall. Jingle bells, hey baby, jingle bells, hey baby, jingle bells, yeah, jingle bells. I'm not the kind of girl to bet her heart on a wish list. Do you hear me? Do you hear me, Saint Nick? Carolers are pouring out their hearts in the streets tonight. Yeah, baby, this just ain't right. Well, FAO Schwartz ain't got a display for my heart, but I still believe in a miracle on 34th. Well, you can deck the halls with silver and gold, diamonds and pearls from around the world. Buy everything in the catalog, get JCPenney on the phone. I'm lost in the shopping mall. Yeah, jingle bells, hey baby, jingle bells, yeah, jingle bells, oh baby, jingle bells. You can deck the halls with silver and gold, diamonds and pearls from around the world. Buy everything in the catalog, get JCPenney on the phone. Deck the halls with silver and gold, diamonds and pearls from around the world. Buy everything in the catalog, get JCPenney on the phone. Tell me what you want, tell me every single thing you need. I'm so tired of running up and down every single aisle. I'm lost I'm all lost. I'm lost in the shopping mall. Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, it's a little tune I wrote, just a little song. Just kind of came up with it one night. Actually, kind of was like, just kind of came out all at once. I was sort of trying to imagine, like New York City in the winter with the tree and the lights and all these things. And just, kind of trying to pull in a lot of my experiences and being lost in shopping malls and stuff. Glad you enjoyed it.
Well, is there anything else the people got to know about this upcoming holiday classic? Or
As for the holiday classic, I thank you for asking and for giving me one more opportunity to plug the holiday classic. I really just hope people come out to the show. It's going to be a great time. We got great singers. We got great songs. We're going to have great fun. There's going to be a Santa. There's going to be a wheel. We're going to spin the wheel. When the wheel gets spun, somebody's going to have some fun. We'll have a wheel with prizes. There'll be trees, laughter, dancing, drinks. We have signature cocktails, 2 of which are the signature cocktails. We have the Silver Bell, which is a Prosecco cocktail featuring sugared cranberries. And we also have a drink that I invented called the Stiff One. I don't remember what I put in it, but the drink is called the Stiff One, and it's very tasty. And I'm probably going to have 1 to 6 of them after this camera stops looking at me. So if you want to join me, that'd be really fun. Maybe we can see you down there. But yeah, as far as the holiday classic goes, it's going to be a good time. If you like laughs, if you like holidays, and if you like being around people, you should come. And if you don't, well, then I don't know what to tell you.
Perfect.
all right. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Clifford.